Hey gang, Luke here. It's a big day. We've got Energy Council meeting in Adelaide. All the energy ministers, the great and the good, are rolling in to the city of Churches to think about the future of our energy system. And as it turns out, they're not the only ones. Energy Efficiency Council, Property Council, AI Group and ACOSS have released a big new report today demanding better, which is all about how we finally unlock the potential on the demand side of our energy system through some big new reforms. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. We are the worst in the developed world when it comes to energy efficiency policy and performance. That's the most recent independent global assessment, and it's not a surprise. We don't have a target. We have a target for 82% renewables, and we're pulling out all the stops to achieve that. It turns out that's what you do when you set a target. You actually focus on achieving it. We don't have a target for energy efficiency. We don't have a target for electrification. We don't have a target for energy flexibility. And so, guess what? We're just sort of ambling along towards our goals in each of those areas. We also don't have a body which is charged with coordinating across all of the states, territories, the Commonwealth departments, and all the different portfolios at the state and federal level that impact our performance on energy efficiency, electrification and demand flexibility. It's no one's job. It's sort of the job of a lot of different people. And the experience from around the world, and this report goes through this in detail, is that the jurisdictions that are doing well on this agenda have created an agency, a body to do this work, whether you're talking about California, whether you're talking about Ireland, whether you're talking even about little old New Zealand has worked this out some time ago and has had some great gains as a result. It's got to be someone's job. And so this big new report says a few things. It says we can't afford not to take advantage of this opportunity. It is critical that we unlock the power of the demand side to chart a pathway through this energy transition which is equitable, which leaves businesses and households with affordable energy bills and allows us to hit our emissions reduction targets. And we can't rely on the system that has gotten us to this point where we're not taking advantage of the demand side to deliver something different. So we need change. Number one with the bullet is the establishment of a National Energy Performance Agency to do that work. We need to set targets for how we're pursuing the opportunity on the demand side, what exactly we're trying to achieve. And we also need to have a look at the current energy system, the current market bodies, and make sure that we've got proper representation of consumers' perspectives and demand side perspectives in all those agencies. It's not just about creating a new body that can coordinate all this work. It's also making sure the existing bodies are properly resourced and have the strategic leadership to work with that new agency to get the outcomes we need. So this is a big new report. This is a big new agenda. This is not the status quo. This is about changing the system and changing how we think about these things, but turning this performance around. The performance that we've seen for over 20 years, the PERA review back in 2002 said we do not have an energy system and a market that is set up to capture the value on the demand side of the energy system. We've tinkered around the edges for 2 decades, over 2 decades. It's time to stop tinkering, it's time to fix the problem, it's time for reform. So looking forward to having that big conversation with all of you. Take a look at the report and we'll catch you soon.